Hi, my name is Karma. Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be working on our shopping district right up here. So I don't really have a whole lot of specifics for what I'm going to do with this space. Like right over here I'm wanting to do some waterscaping. Fingers crossed that goes well. And then like this middle section will be the shops themselves, and then up here I'm thinking like some cliffs, and I've got future plans for those. But other than that, we're mostly just going to be improvising, especially because I'm going to be honest, I didn't really do a whole lot of prep before I started recording. I did a little bit. Like, I cleaned up the area, and I made sure I had enough items for one part of the build. But other than that, I'm just hoping that whatever's in my storage will work. Because I just got inspired and decided, you know what? We're just gonna roll with this. We're not gonna waste energy on gathering items. We're just gonna hope and pray. So that is pretty much all that we can do as we jump right into it right now. So starting off here with the build, we immediately get into some cleaning. Oh boy, we love to see it. For once in my life, before we start recording, I decided I'm gonna go through and pick up all the trees and flowers and bushes and such that are just scattered around in this area. And that way we can immediately just dive right into decorating when we start recording. And then I start recording and immediately have to go through and pick up the one area of trees that I didn't take care of. So now we're getting on with the waterscaping that I mentioned in the intro. So this is a little like moon-shaped pond inspired by Squishy Cinnamoroll over on Reddit. I will have an image of what they did over on the screen right now, as well as a link to their post right in the description. So please go check that out, and also go look at the dream address. It's gorgeous. I might do a video or something touring it at some point. But yeah, I saw that on Reddit and I was just like, this is so perfect. I gotta do this somewhere. So here it is now over in my shopping district, like right at the end of the mushroom forest. I think that's turning out cute. It did mean that I did have to do a little bit of remodeling to make it work, because it ended up bigger than I expected. So you can see me sort of extending the river over now, and I will be moving that little cliff patch later and adjusting the path accordingly. So I believe it's actually like right up here in just a second, but I don't know for certain. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not quite yet. I am adding in some stepping stones though, because I think that those are super cute and you can really just cover those in decorations. It's adorable. Okay, now I'm getting into the cliffs. I'm moving my little blob thing that I had at the top of the mushroom forest over to right here above the waterscaping that we've got. And then I'm gonna be moving all the items and such right now. They're not in quite exactly the same formation that we had earlier, just like to make it make sense with the waterfall and like varying heights and such. So yeah, I think I actually did make it pretty cute. I struggled a tiny bit with the item placement, as I usually do with these little cliff blobs, but it did end up working out. I actually got it figured out pretty quickly. So now I'm taking down the original blob, as well as adding in a few more little stepping stones around the moon lake thing that we've got now, just to sort of fill out the area a little bit more, and also make it easier to get onto the other side of that river. Because for a little while I was thinking, oh, I'm just gonna completely close off the beaches on like other side of my river mouths. But I'm not actually going to be closing off that area over on the left of the airport, because I realized after I got most things planned out that I didn't have somewhere to put the museum. So the museum is going to be going over there. So I really want that to be accessible, like easily with the stepping stones and such, and make it clear that you can cross there and there is something over there. So now we're getting on to the other end of the shopping district. I'm placing in some cliffs, sort of like to figure out where things can go and how much space I'll have. So I figure it's probably a good idea to do all the terraforming and such before I actually get started, so I can really easily just see where things go. So now I'm moving Nook's Cranny over there, and I'm going to be placing that right here on the left. Yeah, I look at that. I think it actually turned out really cute. It's a good little spot, like tucked in against the cliffs like that. And I'm doing the same with Abel's as well, putting it right next to it. And then I'm also gonna have an incline like right to the right of it, so you can see me adjusting the cliffs right now, and I'm gonna be placing an incline right in there. And then we're extending the cliffs just a little bit, but not quite. And you can see me actually in time traveling to get all the builds and such in. I actually found my money spot right there in front of the shopping district, and so I decided to like plant a money tree, and I put that right next to Nook's to the left of it. So now I'm adjusting the cliffs once again. You saw me putting in a path to the incline right there. And now I'm filling in all the cliffs, because I just had the outline for a while, and now I'm actually filling it in and making it not just a flat wall of cliffs. And then I'm also going to have a little something to the right of it, which I don't know exactly when you see that. I think as soon as I finish these cliffs, I get into that. Okay, well, not as soon as I finish them. There's like a little bit more waterscaping, apparently. I guess I was just kind of all over the place. I recorded this a while ago, I'm going to be honest. So I don't remember exactly everything I did. But yeah, now we're finally getting into that little area to the right of the incline and on the other, like, opposite side from the actual in-game builds. And surprise, surprise, I'm doing another one of those little shops that I've become so obsessed with. So this is ending up like a flower stand, I guess. I'm gonna be putting some little, like, flower beds in front of it that you'll be seeing later. So for now, I'm just building up the thing itself, and I put those little plants on it. I love using the picked flowers as placed items. They're super cute. I wish we could place multiple in like a bouquet. That would be so cute. Why can't they let us do that? Like, Isabel has a bouquet of something, I think it is. I don't know if it's actually like lilies or something, in which case we kind of have something similar. But in any case, I wish we could place multiples of all the picked flowers and just have them appear as a bouquet. But anyway, tangent over. I decided to go in at this point and fill in a bunch of the trees around it and sort of close it off into its own little area. Just really expand the forest. A lot of this island is just going to be mushroom forest. I'm not going to do all of that on camera because you don't need to see that. It's just going to be a ton of planting saplings and time traveling and placing mush lamps and scattering custom designs. You really don't need to see all of it at once. But yeah, so you can see me planting all the saplings and also going down a little bit further past the shopping district over to by the campsite. I don't know why I felt the need to do this right then, but you know, I got it done, I guess. I didn't plant all the saplings that I bought because there were quite a lot of them, so I'll be doing that off camera at some point, so in a future video if you see that, then don't be surprised. But now I'm getting into those flower beds that I mentioned in front of it, so I'm going to be planting all these flowers in it, as well as dropping a couple little star fragments. In this area, I really started to go in with the dropped star fragments as decoration. I did it a little bit in my house that I did off camera fairly recently, and it turned out just so cute. Like upstairs, I don't know how to describe it, but I've got the lights off, and I'm using like both the galaxy flooring and wallpaper, and I've got just some star fragments just dropped on the floor, and it's so cute, and I do not care what the Happy Home Academy has to say about dropped items. It's decoration. Shut up. But anyway, I'm using this little white picket fence as well in my decoration. You can see me placing it right here. I think that this stuff is so cute, and I don't use it enough. I do have my next island theme planned. I'm not gonna say what it is just yet, but I will say that I feel like the white picket fence is gonna go really cute with it. So now we're moving over to Abel's Sisters, and this one is also inspired by someone else. I didn't go and look up the name before I started recording this voiceover, which I probably should have, but yeah, I will again have a link in the description as well as show the original image on screen right now. So yeah, I think that this is just really cute with like the outdoor displays and such. I like placing at least a little bit of like clothing outside Able Sisters, because it makes sense. And also it really gives me a chance to show off some of the adorable outfits that I've downloaded that I'm not actually wearing. Because it's insane that I only get to wear one outfit in the dream address. Like, I should be able to have some system of, like, I don't know, rotating through them, I guess? Because there's so many that I think are just so cute, and I don't want to have to choose between them. So right here, I started to put down some of these fences, and then I decided that I liked that party string light thing a little bit better, so that it kind of gives access to the, whatever it's called, the stepping stones around the moon pond a little bit more. And then you can see me placing down some clothing, so I tried to decide between a couple different custom clothes, and I also did those witch hats. I really like how I've been sort of leaning into the witchcore with these sort of things, like with the witch campsite, and now Able Sisters selling witch hats. It's just, it's so precious. I'm loving this theme. And yes, I did do 2 of these exact same sewing box in one build. You are not going to be able to stop me from doing that. I think it's cute. And besides, they're a little bit different. One of them's open and one of them's closed, so, there's some variation there. But anyway, we're moving on to Nook's Cranny, and starting off with that little fountain, as well as I decided to put in, like, a little bit of a path to that little wardrobe that I placed beside Able Sisters to make it clear that this is accessible and you can use it. So if you're in Able Sisters and you accidentally say, yes, I want to wear this, instead of sending it to my home storage, which I've done many times, we all have. Also, as I'm building, I just want to say, I think I did a really nice job of, like, sort of separating off the areas and, like, giving them all their own color scheme, where I feel like Nook's Cranny has a lot more, like, white and gold. Like, I did a lot more of the yellow stars and novelites and such, and the yellow star design, as well as those white star rocks custom design that I've got. I used a lot more of those. And then Able Sisters is like a little bit more pastel blue. Like, you see that pattern that I've got on the tablecloth that you can see right on screen right now. I sort of used that as a reference for the color scheme. And then over on the right, it's a little bit more dark instead. So now you can see me going in on the moon lake. I don't know what to call it. It's not a lake, it's like a pond, but it's a moon pond. Sure, let's go with that. You can see me placing in some custom designs a little bit, and a couple little bits of furniture and such on some of the stepping stones. Mostly I tried to keep them accessible so that you are able to hop around on them, like I said earlier. And I did, like, just a couple little bits of furniture on the moon pond itself, as well as a lot of flowers, mostly flowers. So yeah, those little bits of furniture were really necessary to sort of break things up. And also I did plant a white pumpkin. You might have seen me do that earlier. Just, that was, once again, taking reference from Squishy Cinnamon Roll's original build, because I think that's just so cute. I don't use crops and such as decoration very much. I did once on Momiji. I did, like, a tiny bit with pumpkins. But yeah, that's pretty much all. So that's going to be all for today's video. I think this turned out amazing. Especially Able Sisters turned out so cute, which, what the heck, that never happens. But I feel like all of the areas that I did in this video just turned out really nice, and I feel like I also divided them up pretty nicely, making each one feel unique in its own way. And I just think it turned out so nice. And I hope you agree, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I will see you in the next one. Karma out.